Hello students, now let me discuss the next important element in the banking line practice, that is so called as classification of banks. The banks are going to be classified into 6 important types. What are those? Commercial banks, central bank, exchange banks, cooperative banks, indigenous banks, regional rural banks. So these are the 6 different types of banks. Let us go through all those types one by one. The first thing is that commercial bank. Commercial banks are those banks which deal in money and credit. Why? Because they used to accept and borrow the deposits from the public, and they are going to provide the loans who are in need of money. That is why their main objective is that they used to deal in money and the credit, and apart from that they are going to provide the required finance to the industry as well as the commerce, and they used to engage themselves in the remittance of funds from one place to another place. These many activities are going to be engaged by commercial banks. And second important bank is the central bank. Central bank is well known as apex financial institution in India. Why? Because it is highest financial and monetary banking authority in India. That is why it is so called as apex financial institution, and its main work is that it is going to control the volume of credit which is going to be created by the commercial banks, and apart from that it is going to regulate, supervise and control the each and every operations which are going to be engaged by all other banks in India. That is the second thing. And third thing is that it helps for circulation of money in the money market, so that there should be financial stability in the market. To that extent, it will take care and provide and circulate the required money so as to maintain the financial stability. That is why this is so called as the central bank. And third thing is that exchange banks. Exchange banks means the name itself suggests that they are engaged themselves in exchanging foreign currencies of the world, and basically they are going to be owned and managed by foreigners in India. That is why they are so called as the exchange banks. Best example can be National Bank of India, chartered banks. So these are the best example for the exchange banks. And next thing is that cooperative banks. Cooperative banks are those banks which are established and comes into existence by Cooperative Societies Act in India, and they are the banks which are established on the principle of self-reliance and mutual cooperation, and their main objective is that they are going to provide the finance to the members of this kind of a society. It means who will be the members of this kind of a society, in the sense it can be any farmers or the agriculturists, any kind of the industrialists, any kind of the producers, manufacturers can be the members of this kind of a society, and when there is a need for these members, the required funds and the finance is going to be provided by this kind of bank. That is why it is so called as a cooperative banks. And next thing is that indigenous banks. Indigenous banks in the sense, these are the banks which are going to provide the required and needed funds to the local people. Best example can be Baniyas, Chettis, Multanis, Sahukaras, Sheikhs. So these are actually found in the local places. That is why that kind of the activity is going to be engaged by indigenous banks. And next thing is that regional rural banks. Regional rural banks are the banks which are going to provide the funds, the people who are living in the rural areas. Their main intention is that actually they have been badly affected by the money lenders. Why? Because when the rural people are going to get the loans from the money lenders are going to impose higher rate of interest for providing the loans and advances to the rural people. That is why, so as to make them free from the clutches of money lenders, these banks have rightly been established in the rural places. And apart from that, these banks are going to provide loans and advances to the artisans, farmers. That is why they are so called as the regional rural banks. So these are the different types of banks that you can find within the literature of the banking law and practice subject. Please go through the discussion. With this I am going to conclude the slide. Thank you.